Hello, my name is Patrick Green and I created this documentary because I thought there was no young people going to the pub in Ireland anymore. I remember growing up here in Ireland in Arklow, there was people always, not always, but they would go to the pub on a weekend. I remember growing up in the local, going as a kid and seeing people that are my age now, young 20-year-olds, they'd be there socialising now. And I realise now I go to the pub and I see very little people my age. It's only the old people that if there's an occasion on, and I wanted to explore why this happens. So that's what we will explore throughout this documentary and discover why that is.
My name is Bill Koenig. I am second generation in the pub here. My father bought the place here in 1955. COVID would have been the big factor in it. A lot of the younger crowd, they all got so used to drinking at home.
Did COVID affect your business then?
Oh God, yeah, it was closed.
Yeah. Did you have to do any precautions because of it?
Oh yeah, we had screens up all over the place. Well, I had to wear a mask. I couldn't use the bar up there because it was so tightly spaced. So I just had to use down here where we could use the 1 metre distance and whatever it was back in the day. For my older crew, I would have a very early day trade. Now, not so much today for some reason. But the majority will come in, and I can guarantee you by 10 o'clock tonight, you won't see anybody new coming in. Closing times. I often remember being here till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, looking at a few outlets, sipping at pints. Been talking to other publicans, both in towns and out around the country, same thing.
Do you think young adults have stopped going to the pub in general?
Yes.
Why do you think that is? What do you think the reasons for being?
I don't know about other pubs in general now, but for me, I'd have the older generation drinking here. And you will get a few of them in, throw them down here, slap up the speaker. Go ahead, lads.
So
Play tumpy music to your heart's content.
So you're accommodating for them, you wouldn't?
Actually, look, you have to bend with the force to get.
Who are you?
My name's Julie Dunn and I work in hospitality and I've been doing it for 11 years now. So when I first started, our customer base was generally business people during the week, and we had families and single and couples coming during the weekend, and it hasn't really changed too much over the years. We still get the relatively same customer base.
When you started, how old do you think the average customer was?
I'd say probably a lot younger, which has probably changed over the years. Possibly because everything has got a lot expensive now, and they usually will probably go out more around the town, which is they can find bars and pubs that are cheaper than the hotel, because hotels are very expensive to drink in. So generally not young people friendly. We don't do special offers for young people, or we do have young people probably coming in like who are on, say, like stag do's or hen do's, and they generally will have like shots or prosecco, and because the hotel is very expensive, they generally don't tend to spend a lot of time there. They'll go out somewhere else.
Did you do anything different? Did you make any changes due to COVID?
We did actually. did things a lot differently. Like the restaurant is not as busy, they have less staff now. We don't have as many people coming in, sitting at the bar drinking, and I think that's probably because it is more expensive, and our customer base is generally probably middle-aged people. We don't get a lot of younger people in the bar at all.
Do you think young people have stopped going to the pub?
I think I've noticed that they don't spend as much time in the pub as we did when we were younger, and I think it's probably not as exciting or what we had when we were younger, because there's probably not as many opportunities when we were growing up as there is now for the young people. So we did spend a lot of time in the pub, which was fun, and a lot of people met their partners in pubs, and you know, we all had our little groups that we used to hang around with, and you know, we all knew each other. But I think that's probably changed because it is expensive. It's a very expensive hobby. We used to drink a lot at the weekend. We'd spend probably the whole weekend in the pub, and then evenings in the pub. And I think that's very different nowadays. And I think when the wine bars started opening, they were like heaving with people. And I think it was like a lot cheaper to drink, whereas now it's very, very expensive. So I think the younger people don't tend to go out and drink as much.
Who are you?
My name is Joshua, I'm 23 from Arklow and I'm an estate agent.
Have you seen any social trends in the pub?
I suppose that probably fitness influence is probably one of them that's kind of taken over, whether it's from TikTok or whatnot, I'm not too sure, but seems to be a lot more influencers are kind of pushing the fitness lifestyle. So I suppose that's having an impact on the pub in terms of people, whether they're just going for more casual kind of drinks and stuff like that. I know running's kind of a trend at the minute that's taken over quite strongly, so I suppose it seems like young people are going to the pub less often, unless it's for events and occasions. Like I kind of stated, I think the likes of TikTok and Instagram and stuff, a lot of the For You page and the Reels and stuff kind of trending towards, I suppose, running and fitness. I know a lot of people seems to be, between the end of last year and kind of beginning of this year, seems to be hiking and running marathons and 10Ks and stuff. That seems to be the trend and stuff, and obviously going to the pub every weekend is not going to have a positive impact on that.
Have you seen has COVID affected this in any way from your perspective?
I suppose nightclubs took a big hit during COVID. I know we used to kind of go to the pub quite often, even if it was just for casual ones. And that kind of seemed to slow down. Obviously COVID stopped you doing that, and then from there on it's kind of settled into people going into more kind of fitness way. And then I suppose young people didn't get that pub culture that we might have grown up with when we were 17 and 18, I suppose. So I suppose it's more kind of drinking at home and house parties and stuff like that again, rather than people going to the pub.
Who are you?
I'm Mary, and I am the landlady of a family-run pub in Arklow called Bridge Tavern. I've started to manage the pub in the last 20 years.
Who was your customer base 10 years ago?
Well, 10 years ago we were very family orientated and families came into the pub. And we also used to have the clientele where people would come into the pub maybe after doing their shopping in Arklow on a Saturday afternoon, and on Sunday after they'd finished mass they would come into the pub.
What would you say the average age was then and now?
I would say the average age then would have been somebody in their early 30s, whereas now I would say the average age would be 50 to 60 years of age. We don't see any of the young people just come in because they've been to mass on a Sunday, or they're having Sunday lunch out, or they've been shopping on a Saturday.
What do you think the main reason for this is?
Well, COVID changed an awful lot for us, and just like every other pub in the country at the time, we had to close. And then when we were allowed to open, there were restrictions. people had to come in for food, and our pub doesn't serve food, so we were hit incredibly hard financially at that time. We weighed up whether or not we should have a commercial kitchen put in, but at the time all that happened, it wouldn't have been financially worth it to put a commercial kitchen in our pub at the time. So we were very, very restricted on who could come in. People had to have table service, and people just, a lot of the time, didn't bother coming in. I find that now young people, as in, you know, like 18-year-olds to maybe 25, they'll come to us for occasions, and on occasions it could be 18th birthdays, 21st, it could be graduations, or their local GAA club has got a win. They're not coming in just because it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we have less people in of that age group. I very rarely see young people coming in and just sitting and having a drink.
I'm Foyle. I live in Avoca. I'm 22 years old and been working here for the last 4 years. After the pubs back open after COVID, we definitely got less people coming in. I think people got used to drinking at home. The cost of it was cheaper, and also because we couldn't go anywhere, you know, people just got used to that new life.
Have you felt like COVID has affected?
I think it has, definitely, yeah. In some aspects, I mean, not as much as other things I say, but I think, yeah, definitely it has taken a bit of a crowd away. We had to close the kitchen in the winters because not enough people are coming in. And I wouldn't say a lot of young people were coming in.
Why do you think that is?
Well, especially with the young people, I think a big factor of what stopped people going to the pub was social media. I mean, back when our parents were our age, you know, they didn't have any form of Instagram or Snapchat to talk to each other, so they always met up in the pub and stuff. So I think that's, you know, it took the social aspect away from it, and I think young people kind of see it more places just to go and drink alcohol rather than somewhere to hang out.
And do you think young adults have stopped coming into the pub?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you get maybe on a weekend, on a Saturday, you get a few people our age coming in that are local, but yeah, definitely not what it used to be, not during the week.